After the events caused by Naoi, everything was back to normal. But since Angel was no longer a threat, they didn't have anything much to do.
The only difference was Naoi was now a part of their group. Yuri later came and asked Otonashi and Naoi to go with her. She asked Naoi to help Otonashi to regain his memories. He initially refuses but accepted to be hypnotized later. While hypnotized, we see a young Otonashi with his sick sister in the hospital. She asked him if it was fun to be in school, to which he said since he was dumb it was not fun. Before leaving, he gave her a new manga, which she happily accepted. Otonashi worked part-time, and he only cared about his sister. His only purpose was to make her happy. He wished he could trade places with his sister so she could live happily. Winter came and he asked her if she would like to go out during Christmas to see the lights outside. He promised to take her even if the doctor refused. As the time came, her condition worsened, so the doctors didn't give him permission to take her, but he snuck her out. He carried her down the street to see the lights. Hatsune in a meek voice thanked him before passing away.
Without Hatsune, he felt empty. However, he decided that he should live on to help other people. For that he worked hard and graduated, but while traveling in a train to write a college exam he met with an accident. Yuri asked if he remembered anything, to which he answered yes, and that he wanted to be alone. He felt sad that he couldn't fulfill his wish. He met Yuri in the rooftop and told her that he will remain in SSS to help everyone. The next day, because of lack of meal tickets, Yuri decided to do Operation Monster Stream. Otonashi found out they were simply going fishing. On the way, he sees Kanade and asks her to join, to which even though the others were scared, Yuri agreed. Upon arrival, they met Saito, a guild member who was a fishing maniac. As everyone tries fishing, Otonashi notices Kanade doing nothing, so he gave her his rod. While trying to cast, she somehow baited Hinata. Despite this, Saito saw great potential, and it was proven when she, with the help of the others, was able to catch the monster stream. Since it was huge, they decided to share it with the NPCs as well. Otonashi asked Kanade to be with them so that she won't be lonely, to which she agreed. That night, Noda noticed Yuri's absence. Soon they saw her limping with bruises. She said Angel attacked her, and to everyone's surprise, another angel emerged with blood-red eyes. Yuri attempts to defend everyone on a one-on-one combat with her, but she wasn't able to do anything. So Otonashi ordered everyone to surround her and shoot, but it was futile. When she tried to attack the SSS members, the real Kanade defended the others by attacking the angel. The following day, we see Kanade in the infirmary. Everyone is confused by the events, but Yuri suspects that it was because of Kanade's skill harmonics, which she saw when they hacked her laptop. Since it attacked the original, they guessed it was a rebel. To know more, Yuri returns to Kanade's room and opens a program called Angel Player. In the system, she discovered an absorb command that would absorb the clone into Kanade after 10 seconds. Before leaving, she notices a command called Howling. Instead of erasing it, she leaves so as to keep the changes to the minimum. Upon returning, Kanade was not in the infirmary. She was kidnapped by the clone. With her intelligence network, she understood that they were at the previous guild headquarters. The SSS members went there to save Kanade but was ambushed by two angels, with which they understood that even the clones can use harmonics. They escaped through a passageway, then they went on trying to save Kanade to see a third angel. Seeing her, Matsushita lunged at her, taking her down. Thanks to him, Yuri understood it would be advantageous to use judo grapple against angels. So one by one the SSS members started to sacrifice themselves when they saw an angel. Once again, Yuri and Otonashi were the sole survivors. Finally, the last clone appeared and Yuri told Otonashi to find Kanade while she fight the angel. Yuri couldn't penetrate the angel's defense, but when she used her howling ability, Yuri was ready with an earplug and used the opportunity to defeat the clone. Otonashi found the real Kanade and asked her to use harmonics so as to absorb all the clones, but before being absorbed, the new clone told him she will feel everything the other clones did when she absorbs them. He tried to stop it, but it was too late and Kanade screamed in agony. Yuri and Otonashi looked over an unconscious Kanade in the infirmary. Yuri blamed herself, but Otonashi told her she did it to save the SSS members. The other members were also discussing and pointed out the possibility of Kanade having the behavior of the clone because of the trauma. For whatever scenario, Yuri sent Takayama to know more about the software. While Otonashi is sleeping, we see more of his memories after waking up from the train accident. He woke up, and with the help of a passenger named Igarashi, they searched for survivors, and Otonashi gave them all first aid. After that, Otonashi went to search for an exit only to see it blocked with rubble, and having no service didn't help. He returned and told everyone the truth, and Otonashi was made their leader because of his medical knowledge. On day 2, they had rationed the limited amount of water and food they had, but a survivor tried to run off with the water just to spill it. Everyone was angry, but Otonashi told them the wasted water will be his share, so everyone calmed down. On day 3, Otonashi woke up to the news of a survivor dead. He ended up blaming himself on not able to save him. On day 7, everyone was lying on the floor, while Otonashi remembers one of his visits to his sister, when she mentions the need of a donor. So he borrowed a pen from Igarashi and pulled out a card on organ donation. He gave consent to take his organs if he became brain dead. Just then help came from outside, but before that he had passed away. Otonashi woke up when he felt Kanade's hands. She told him she was still the original, and Otonashi told her about his memories and how he wanted to be a doctor. He hoped his organs were able to help somebody. He realized he would disappear if he didn't have any regrets, but Kanade told him he could stay if he wished to help the others. With which he came to understand she was always trying to help the other students find peace by helping them have a fulfilling life in their afterlife, but her lack of communication skills didn't help her. So Otonashi decided to help Kanade make everyone graduate from the afterlife. We see the NPCs in the auditorium and Kanade back being the president, on finding she was framed during the exams. While Yuri and the others were given punishment. While the others argued, Otonashi was thinking about their plan of deceiving others by saying Kanade lost her memory to make the SSS move once more. Next day, Otonashi and Kanade were discussing and decided to help Yui first. For that, he asked her to ridicule Yui's guitar playing and confiscate it so that she follows her. He would use that as an opportunity to talk to her and ask what her desire was. Yui told him that when she was alive she was in a car accident and was paralyzed. When asked her desire, she said she had multiple desires like wrestling, scoring a goal, hitting a home run, so he decided to help her one by one. First he helped her suplex him, second he deceived the others to join in a football game where she scored a goal against them. Third he tried to help her score a home run. Hinata was seeing this from a distance. Eventually she gave up on the home run, and when asked what desire she had left, she told him she wanted to get married. To which Hinata came and said he would marry her. He told he didn't care about her handicaps, and even if paralyzed he would be beside her. He made a scenario of how during a baseball game the ball would shatter the bedroom window and how they will meet. And from then on how they will meet daily and eventually get married. With a sigh of happiness, Yui disappeared. He then turns to Otonashi and told him he would help with his plans. Then we hear about a shadow figure attacking Nota by Yusa to Yuri. As Otonashi wonders who to help next, he encounters Hinata and Naoi. Both had the same idea of helping with Otonashi's plans. Just then a shadow emerges from behind Naoi and attacks him. With the help of Otonashi and Hinata he escapes. Yuri, because of this recent attacks, decided to meet Kanade to know if it was her doing, to which Kanade said she doesn't have a clue. Yuri asked Takayama to check if there were any bugs in the program, to which he couldn't find any. They were interrupted by sounds of gunshots that came from the ground to see SSS members fighting against a bunch of shadows. They, along with Kanade, also went to help them. Yuri wondered if the reason the NPCs were turning into shadows was because they stayed in the afterlife for too long. Just then Fujimaki came and told them Takamatsu was devoured by a shadow. They could only find his glasses. But soon they found him in the classroom, but he was acting like an NPC. Yuri gathered the main members and told them they can't do anything about Takamatsu for now. That night she called a meeting and told them about the newest threat. Also she came to know about Otonashi's plan and told the others that it was an option to escape the shadow. Then Yuri asked Otonashi to explain his plan. On hearing, some of them were against it since it was the opposite of what SSS believed in. But Hinata and Naoi came to Otonashi's support and explained to them about Yui. Yuri asked them to decide what they want to do and she will do what she wants.
She then met with Otonashi, Hinata, Naoi and Kanade outside and acknowledges she need Kanade's help in the fight against shadows. And she told the others Kanade was a human and not an angel, to everyone's shock. Otonashi assured that he will help her move on as well. Yuri then went alone to investigate the reason behind the shadow in the library to know computers were being stolen daily. On investigating, she found a path underground towards the guild. As sun rises, Kanade is fighting the shadows while Otonashi, Hinata, and Naoi gather at the HQ for the fight. When they leave, they see the band members along with other SSS members waiting for them. They said they were happy to have done things they couldn't when they were alive and have decided to move on. They told him do his best in his mission before disappearing. When trying to get to Yuri, they were ambushed by shadows outside but were saved by Noda, Uyama, Fujimaki, TK, and Aline Matsushita. With the main force, they pushed through the shadows. Meanwhile, in the guild, Yuri was fighting against shadows while trying to get to the mastermind. With little ammo left, she meets Cha, who has decided to disband the guild, and before disappearing he gave her a rifle. Later on, she reaches the old guild and rests. She expressed her regret of not being able to be friends with Kanade. Suddenly she was confronted by shadows, and a shadow snuck upon her as she was fighting. The next thing we see is her sitting in a normal classroom, much to her shock. She was saved by Otonashi and the others. Then Yuri along with the others went to find the mastermind. Otonashi said they will take care of the shadows, as Yuri discovered a room full of computers with the Angel Player logo. Then an AI talks to her. He said he was not the developer of the software. He tells her the reason the world was like this, because this was a world where love shouldn't exist. So the programmer made a bug in such a scenario to make them an NPC, which he himself became one because of love. The AI told her it was her love for her comrades that activated the bug. He said she could edit the world if she wants and become the god. To which she refuses and went on to shoot all the computers along with the AI. She soon found herself alone, reflecting on how she felt like she was no longer fighting for her siblings but how she wants to stay with her friends. We see her staring at her siblings, who told her she didn't need to fight anymore. Yuri then wakes up in the infirmary. Hinata, Otonashi, Naoi and Kanade were still by her side. They asked her if she had managed to get over her past, to which she admitted she was okay now. Otonashi then told her they had a surprise and asked her to come to the gymnasium. While going, she came to understand that all the others, including Takamatsu, who became normal, have all found closure and moved on, much to her relief. In the gymnasium, they had prepared a graduation ceremony. With everyone prepared, they started the ceremony. Hinata was made to be the principal because he lost in rock, paper, scissors. After the names of the four were called, Otonashi gave Hinata his certificate. After the ceremony, Otonashi stood up as the representative and thanks everyone in the SSS for the wonderful experiences. Thus the ceremony came to a close. Naoi goes to Otonashi and thanked him for bringing peace to his heart. With a bow of gratitude he disappeared. Yuri approached Kanade and hugged and said sorry for not being friends earlier. Then she looked at Hinata and Otonashi before disappearing. Hinata decided to go next. He thanked Otonashi for making everything possible. Otonashi asked him to say hi to Yui for him, and after exchanging a high five, Hinata disappeared. Otonashi then asked Kanade if they could go for a walk. He then asked her if they could stay behind together to help the people like Yuri attain peace. After that he said I love you to her. She said that she would disappear if she reciprocated his feelings. She also thanked him and revealed that when she was alive she received his heart so that she could live a little longer. That was the reason he received all his memories when he slept near her in the infirmary. With that she asked him to say he loves her once more. He hesitated, but she assured that was the only way she could realize living is a beautiful thing. He hugged her and said I love you, to which she said thank you and disappeared. He screamed for her before passing on himself soon. In the end, we can see both of them meeting each other in another life. That's the end of this anime recap. Hope you enjoyed. We will be back with more anime recaps, so do subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you.